All right, everybody. It is Saturday. Go TCU. We got to get another win. Anyways, just got done feeding some cattle. My wife just got done cooking breakfast. The kids are running around. I'm going to read this real quick to you and then go eat some breakfast and go back to doing my day. I'm still reading out of Matthew. I'm going to read some more out of chapter 7. But anyway, so this is chapter 7, and I'm going to start with verse 12. And it says, "Do to others whatever you would like them to do to you. This is the essence of all that is taught in the law of the prophets." Verse 13, "You can enter God's kingdom only through the narrow gate. The highway to hell is broad, and its gate is wide for the many who choose that way. But the gateway to life is very narrow, and the road is difficult, and only a few ever find it." And then 15 says, "Beware of false prophets who come disguised as harmless sheep, but are really vicious wolves. You can identify them by their fruit. That is, by the way they act. Can you pick grapes from the thorn bushes or figs from thistles? No. A good tree produces good fruit. A bad tree produces bad fruit. A good tree can't produce bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot." Oh, I done read that. Sorry. Sorry. Sometimes I do that. So every tree that does not produce good fruit is chopped down and thrown into the fire. Yes, just as you can identify a tree by its fruit, so can you identify people by their actions. So that goes back to what I was saying the other day about, and I'm going to get more into this, what comes out of your mouth is what you're producing. You know, and I'm not here to judge people. I'm not going to judge people. I don't judge people. But if you're just sinfully talking, just bad things coming out of your mouth all the time, it says right here, bad fruit. What comes out of your mouth is the way you represent yourself, and what you represent, the way you come from. But anyways, I'll get more into that as time goes on. Keep reading here. Still, chapter 7, verse 21 now. "Not everyone who calls out to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who actually do the will of my Father in heaven will enter. On judgment day, many will say to me, 'Lord, Lord, we prophesied in your name and cast out demons in your name and performed many miracles in your name.' But I will reply, 'I never knew you. Get away from me, you who break God's laws.'" So in other words, it's saying, like, you can go out there and be like, "Oh, hey, Jesus this, Jesus that, just everybody blah, blah, blah." But then if you're not producing the good fruit, so is what I'm trying to say here is like it's saying, beware of those people that come to you and say, "Oh, do you go to church on Sunday?" And you're like, either yes or no, but whatever. But then people are like, "Oh, you gotta go to church on Sunday. You gotta go to church on Sunday. Every Sunday you gotta go to church." But then them people on Monday you wouldn't even think they went to church, is what I'm trying to say. Like, if you go to church every Sunday, but then on Monday through Saturday, you're one of them people that it's like nobody would even think you went to church the way you act. I mean, that's what it's trying to say here. Like you go to church on Sunday, but you gotta live it on Monday through Saturday, and then go back to church on Sunday. We go to church on Sunday and Wednesday, and I'm not, like I say, I don't judge people. I'm not better than anybody. I am not better than anybody. I'm not even better than myself. But I'm saying, if you go to church on Sunday, then Monday through Saturday, you're out there cussing like a sailor, talking about people, getting making people feel down about themselves. You think you're better than everybody, and nobody's better than you, and you're just the bee's knees. But then on Sunday you're like at church shaking everybody's hand, and you're just like, oh yeah, hey, 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 hey. But then on Monday you're back to the same. No, you got to go to church on Sunday, shake everybody's hand, and then on Monday morning wake up and call them people and say, hey, how's your day? How's things going? And watch what you do, and walk in faith. You go to church on Sunday, and then Monday through Saturday you got to live it. You got to live it throughout the. Anyways, I'm trying to just ramble now because sometimes I get lost for words. But what I'm trying to say is, you got to walk in faith. You got to believe that God is there with you every step of the way. I used to be one of them people. That went to church on Sunday, and then Monday I was a little heathen. Running around doing what I want to, drinking beer, doing all kinds of stuff. Nothing. Nothing bad. I didn't run the women and all that stuff, and drugs and stuff. I've never done none of that, and I'm not. Everybody has their own testimony, but I am saying that you got to walk every day. It can't be just Sunday you go to church. It can't be that. It says everywhere in this book that very few get into heaven, and very few find the way. You may think you are. Like I say, I used to be that way. I used to be like, oh, I'm going to heaven. I believe in God. I'm going there, and I go to church on Sundays. But then on Monday, I was like, it was the last thing. I didn't even think about it. It was the last thing that even come to my mind was what God wanted me to do. But when you get there, and like I say, all you got to do, I'm telling you, read this 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day for 10 days straight, and I guarantee you after them 10 days, you're reading it more than 10 minutes a day, because that's what I did. I've read the Bible before, but I didn't pay attention to it. I just read it like I was reading a book at school, and I didn't pay attention. But if you pay attention to it, learn the stories, learn what you're reading, and it'll get better. Things get better. God knows you're out there. God knows your needs. He knows your wants. He knows what you're doing. Just trust in Him. Trust in the Lord, and walk every day by faith. Just every morning, wake up and thank God that you got another day, and thank Him for what you give. Thank God for what He has given you here on this earth. But know that when you die and go to heaven, it's a lot better. It's a lot better. And it says in this book that there's nothing on this earth that can compare to what He has waiting for us up there. And I don't know about you, but there's a lot of things on this earth that I really enjoy. I really enjoy cattle. I really enjoy horses. I really enjoy guns and knives. And I'm a cowboy. I like guns. I like shooting guns, and I like my knives, and I build knives all the time. I like riding horses. I like a new saddle. I like a new catch trailer. I like a good Bremer cow or something. I like all that stuff that God put on this earth for us. But nothing here on earth is better than what He's got for us up there. And if you understand that, then you understand. And I do. There ain't nothing on this earth that I would trade to keep. And that's what I was going to say something else about that. But anyways, y'all keep watching. Sorry I ramble a lot, but y'all keep watching. If you have any questions or something, just reach out to me. I'm not a preacher, but I've been through a lot in my life, and I know a lot of people have. A lot of people have their little testimony, and sometimes people just need somebody to talk to. And that's another thing. I went through a lot in my life, and I'm not saying I went through more than somebody else. Somebody else might have been treading high water, and I might have just been out there in a little puddle. But I know everybody's got their own little testimony, and one of my things was it was hard for me to talk about it. It was hard for me to talk to other people about it. But once you start talking to people and you start talking to God about it, I promise you, it'll get better. Anyways, y'all keep watching. See y'all later.